The 2025 World Series kicks off on Friday between Canada's Toronto Blue Jays and America's Los Angeles Dodgers. And today we are going to be previewing that World Series, I guess you could say. So I got Carter here, joined with me, the big Blue Jays fan who was at Game 7. And today we're going to talk about both sides, both teams. We're going to start off with the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays this past year went 94-68 with a .580 points percentage. They got the wild card bye. They defeated the Yankees in the ALDS and defeated the Mariners in the ALCS to face off against the LA Dodgers. Carter, anything you want to discuss here to open up this discussion on Toronto's run?
I mean, first of all, how they got here is pretty awesome so far. It's crazy. The George Springer home run is going to go down as one of the probably the biggest hit, or at least one of the biggest hits in Blue Jays history. I think it tops the Bautista one just based on the stakes. Like the Bautista one was in, like the bat flip's iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic.
The stakes of it were much bigger than the bat flip for sure. And I think that that's going to go down as one of the greatest home runs in Blue Jays history.
I agree.
So being in that building, one, was absolutely electric for that. But their batting has been like one of their biggest strong points for them here. Just looking at taking a look at like the basic batting stats and everything like that with how they've been. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is batting a .442 in the playoffs, which is unbelievable to have out of your number one guy in the postseason when the games matter the most. He's been their best player. He has 6 home runs in the postseason so far with 12 RBI. That is unbelievable out of your best guy. He's batting a .144 OPS, which I'm going to be totally honest, I don't fully know what OPS is. I really got to start like paying attention to that. OPS, on base percentage plus your slugging percentage.
Yeah, on base plus your slugging percentage.
This is all.
I never knew that either. It's like one of the better stats to track when looking at baseball.
Yeah,
and how
I know it's like the big stat or whatever, but whatever.
Definitely.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been absolutely unbelievable. If he gets on base over half of the time, which is what his stats say, that's unbelievable to have. Ernie Clement has been just an absolute bright spot as of late. He's looked amazing. And I mean, dude, the rest of his roster has just come up clutch when we've needed him to. George Springer, he's not having like the craziest postseason. He's batting .238. It's the same as his on base percentage, right? But I mean, when you look at his clutch factor and what he's done to get the Blue Jays to where they are, it is undoubtedly that he has been one of the most clutch players for the Toronto Blue Jays in this postseason by far. And we haven't even gotten one of our best hitters back, which he's rumored to be back. And I'd love to see what the Blue Jays are going to do with him in the lineup. Of course, I am talking about number 11, Bo Bichette, which, oh my gosh. Well, I got to look at his stats again this year, but it's kind of hard.
They didn't have him in the ALDS or the ALCS.
No, we haven't had him since start of September. He's not. And he was in the regular season. He was batting a .311. He was tied for second in batting percentage. Tied for second. That is unbelievable. And we didn't have him in the lineup. And we cleaned up with the Yankees and had a tough matchup against the Mariners, obviously. But it's going to be kind of hard to. It's going to be weird because I don't know where you're going to fit him in because he's shortstop, but his knee's been bugging him. So he's not going to be able to make these plays that, you want your shortstop to be making. But because of his, like, who he is out there, you need him out there. But it's so hard to take out Adrian Jimenez because he's been so good defensively. I saw a stat today earlier, and it was like the plays or like the best plays or something like that. I don't know. But it was like Jimenez is like better at playing shortstop, I think it was, or second base, or I think it was shortstop. But he's been playing better than Bo Bichette was defensively. So it's like, okay, well then what do you do with Bo Bichette? Because like you need this guy in your lineup. You need this bat out there. There's no way that you can't have Bo Bichette not in the game. So it's really going to be interesting to see what John Schneider does. Like, do we see George Springer go into the outfield? They shuffle some pieces around. I haven't been as tapped into the Blue Jays as I probably should have been this season.
Yeah, what a casual.
I have been I haven't been a casual. I've been watching their games, but like,
Yeah.
It's hard. So Barger, he plays third base. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that they could do here. I mean, man, I don't even know. I don't even know where to start to begin, because Barger's been so good out in right field. But it's like, do you bring Springer off of DH, put him out there in the outfield, move? I don't even know who you'd move around here, because it's your shortstop and your second baseman who need a lot. And can Bo Bichette play second base? That's the question. If he can, I'd throw him in there, but I don't want to lose Jimenez or IKF because they've been so good defensively and they've made the right plays. They've made some great sack bunts. They've done everything that's been asked of them to get on base and to put runners in scoring position, right? So, I mean, just looking at that, I mean, the value that they provide there is it's hard to lose. So, John Schneider's, he's got his plate full when it comes to bringing Bo Bichette back, because you just came off of an ALCS victory and now you're getting your best guy back, but the team is rolling right now. So yeah. I'm interested to see what he does with that, but I'm very excited for the World Series to get underway here. I've never been more excited for baseball in my life.
They definitely have some decisions to make in terms of that. For sure. Again, like, this team's absolutely hot on our remarks. Like, a lot of the guys are batting at a really high average and they're doing pretty damn good. I want to go back to Vladdy. Vladdy, as you mentioned, 4.42 batting average, 6 home runs, a 1.4 OPS. Now, keep in mind, Guerrero Jr. was not even under contract at the start of the season. He was signed to a 14-year, $500 million extension on April 9th of this past year. And keep in mind, beforehand, the Blue Jays were not really that interested in paying him that much money, which is crazy to think. And the fact that, this has turned out the way it has for him, it's become such a great decision. And thank God they got that contract done now, because imagine if he's unsigned and you're going into the playoffs and he's playing like this.
Yeah,
this man could ask for
he'd be screwed.
Could ask for maybe not double, because 500 million would be like $1 billion, but
yeah, he's not getting $1 billion, but he could ask for $600K if he's playing like this in the postseason. Like, that's when you need your guys to step up. And some guys who make this money can't rise to that occasion, but he has. And I mean, I'm very glad you brought this, because I've been meaning to bring this up since I think it was the Yankees series. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. And you think about it, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. all off season, right? It's like, we got to get this contract done. They were far apart. They got close. He set a deadline and they missed the deadline. And it's like, well, going into the season, it's Guerrero's last year. It's gonna be tough to lose him, man. This is really gonna suck. But I mean, let's go out with a bang, I guess. And it's crazy to think. And then a day or two after the deadline, I think it was, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. signs, and you realize that the Blue Jays weren't going to let this guy walk. I mean, he's been their best player since he's pretty much got there, it feels like. And he was up for so many awards when he was young. He still is up for so many awards. I think he was a Silver Slugger runner-up. He was a Rookie of the Year. He has a Silver Slugger, I think. Yeah, he does have a Silver Slugger, I think. Does he have a Gold Glove? He does have a Gold Glove. He has another Silver Slugger. He's a 5-time All-Star, including this year. And I mean, you can't let guys like this walk. It just can't happen, especially when they're homegrown talent. If you look at the Juan Soto situation, right? Yeah, it sucked for the Yankees to kind of lose him. They probably hated it, obviously, right? Because he was an absolute amazing player. But I feel like it hurts a little more when it's homegrown talent, right?
Definitely. Absolutely.
So pretty crazy for them there. But Thankfully, they were able to get it done, because could you imagine how much they'd be kicking themselves in the pants right now if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was not signed? He went on this crazy run. He's crying after getting the Blue Jays to Game 7. He's smiling, looking at the crowd. He's in tears after hearing the crowd chant his name. And you realize, man, we really just lost our franchise guy, and he's going on a crazy run right now.
Yep.
We just lost our franchise guy and our own fan. We might never be back in this spot again. He carried us to this spot, and we're letting him walk for nothing. Like, the amount of just pure head into the hands and just can't imagine anything like this happening. It's crazy that we could have been sitting here talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as going to be making $650 open market.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, the Blue Jays, thankfully, made the right call and re-signed him in a big way. So,
and you know where he probably would have went? The Dodgers.
just probably. They would have deferred the money to 2060, and he would have been a Dodger. And they're like, you know what? We'll give you $1 billion, but we're going to defer it to 2060.
Definitely. All right, moving on to the pitching in Toronto. You have Pennsylvania-born Trey Savage, born 30 minutes away from me, batting out has a 1.89 BA against, has 22 strikeouts, 7 walks in 15 innings pitched. He has been the man. And keep in mind, this guy started in single A this past year, and now he's up with the Blue Jays pitching in big moments like this. Phenomenal how good he's been. Shane Bieber, a 3.14 BA against, 15 strikeouts, 3 walks, 12.1 innings pitched. And then Luis Varland, 1.95 BA against, 13 strikeouts, 1 walk, and then 11 innings pitched there as well. So the Blue Jays have a pretty good rotation here, but it's mainly highlighted by Trey Savage. He's been phenomenal for this Blue Jays team. Bieber's been great too. Overall, they've had a pretty good pitching rotation there as well. Also, shout out to a guy like Jeff Hoffman, who's been a very good closer here in these playoffs.
Shout out to him.
Especially.
I mean,
anything to say on the pitching?
Yeah, dude, Trey Savage came out of nowhere. I mean, that game against the Yankees is the birth of Trey Savage in the MLB is insane. This dude went from pitching single A, high A, double A, triple A, MLB postseason, ALCS, game 2 starter, game 6 starter, and now I'm pretty sure he's game 1 starter. What the?
Have they announced that yet?
I'm 99%. It should be him.
It should be him. I don't know if they've announced it yet. I know the Dodgers have announced their first 2 in their rotation.
Blake Snell. They haven't announced it, but I'm going to assume it'll probably be Trey Savage, and if not, it'll probably be Gosman. But either way, even if he does start game 1 of the World Series, even if he's game 2 or 3, getting the chance at 22 years old, when you started in single A that same year, and you're going all the way to starting in the World Series, that's crazy.
Exactly.
That's like almost unheard of. Single A. Like, this isn't, he didn't start in triple A. Single A.
I know, that's insane. That's the lowest level you can go besides the complex leagues. Like, shit. That's insane.
Dude, insane. He's came out of nowhere. I really hope that this guy is going to just continue. And I mean, you look at like the batters that he's faced. He's gone up against Aaron Judge numerous times. He's gone up against Cal Raleigh numerous times. Like, the amount of high level batters that he's gone up against and has played good against them. Like, I think he's really only had like one bad game for against Seattle, where, I mean, he gave up 5 runs. It was a tough game for him in game 2 where they lost 10-3. But you look at his games before that, I mean, and even after that, like against the Yankees when they won 13-7, 5.1 innings pitched. Yeah, it's a lot of innings. 11 strikeouts. He pretty much had 2 strikeouts per inning and gave up no hits.
Absolutely.
He had 1 base on ball, and that was it. And he looked phenomenal. Then he came out on the 13th of October against the Mariners. Didn't have a good one, and everyone's like, I think he might have been just a 1-game wonder. Like this is it. Nope. Comes back against Seattle on Sunday, the 19th, and he pitches 5.2 innings, 7 strikeouts, 3 base on balls. Yeah, that sucks. He had 2 earned runs, and he gave up a homer, which does kind of suck, but they got the win, and those were the only runs that they put on the board there. That was it. And he looked phenomenal. So I'm very excited for the future with him. On top of that, man, Kevin Gausman's looked good. Shane Bieber, he looked a little shaky in Game 7, but I still just think that that's Game 7 nerves, and I think that once he gets back into his routine, he'll be good to go. And I'd like to give a shout out here. 1, to all the reserve pitchers. They played phenomenal. I do not have a bad thing to say. I feel bad for Little coming into that game and then just kind of completely blowing it. It's not fully on him. It was unfortunate for him. Those things happen, but I guarantee that when he gets back into a game, he's gonna be great. I have no doubt in that. The things that John Schneider does with his bullpen is phenomenal. Whenever they have a bad game, he puts them right back out there. He knows exactly how to get them. So shout out to the reserve pitchers. And Mad Max, you are an absolute icon. I love you. You are insane. You are awesome. That was him pitching. I literally texted the group chat. I said that we are either going to see a bad game from Max Scherzer or we are going to see an absolute legacy game. Yep. 41 years old, coming off of an injury, pitching for a team that he's with for 1 season. He's going to the World Series, and he helped turn the table. He did. There's no other way to put it. Shane Bieber, Game 3, was awesome. But Mad Max in Game 4 was exactly the spark that the Blue Jays needed to turn the tide, and he was amazing.
Oh, hey, Jack.
What's up, boys?
Hey, Jack. How we doing? All right. So that's awesome about Toronto. Let's move on from the Blue Jays. We got to talk about the LA Dodgers here up next. So the Dodgers, 93-69 record, a .574 points percentage. They defeated Cincinnati in the NL Wild Card 2-0. They defeated my Phillies 3-1 in the NLDS. And then they swept Milwaukee 4-0 in the NLCS. We're talking about a team here that has 1 postseason loss the entire run. 1 postseason loss in Game 3 against the Phillies, where they were blown out of the water. And obviously that was the game that Clayton Kershaw came in and he kind of sold a little bit. We won't talk about that. But regardless, this Dodgers team has been absolutely unbelievable. So anything to add here on the Dodgers and just overall their overall team?
Well, I think they were a team that was projected to win, 105 games, and they didn't. But what they do is they just save all their energy for the postseason, really. I mean, if you look at it, all their guys, like their stats just go crazy, like just up in the postseason compared to the regular season. And, I mean, it's really a smart thing to do because all those guys have been there before. They won the World Series last year. They know what it's like. And so for them to just not push themselves in the regular season is a smart thing, and they know how to compete in the playoffs. They know what it takes to win. So
definitely, we're talking about a super team here. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. Like, this is a team that is just, it feels like a cheat code. It feels like a freaking cheat code with how this roster is built all around. First off, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the entire MLB. A .220 batting average, which is down, comparatively speaking. The Phillies made it pretty difficult for him. 7 runs, 9 hits, 5 home runs, and a .967 OPS. He has been incredible for LA. He is what he normally is. He had 3 home runs in Game 4, had 6 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit. Keep in mind, against Milwaukee, the Dodgers only had them allow 14 hits. 14. And keep in mind,
4 games.
This was the first place Milwaukee Brewers. And Jack, I'll ask you this, since you know the Brewers pretty well. What were the Brewers known for last year?
Contact, just straight up contact. When you play them, it just feels like base hit after base hit. So
exactly. You said that in the one episode that we did. the fact that they kept them to 14 hits is insane. It's absolutely insane. Teoscar Hernandez, 2.68 batting average, 5 runs, 11 hits, 4 of them being home runs, 887 OPS. He's been awesome too for the Dodgers. But what really scares me about LA, and I know I differ from this with you guys, what really gives LA the edge, in my opinion, over Toronto is their pitching. LA's pitching. They have probably the 4 best starting rotation in the entire MLB. Not to mention, they also have one of the better closers in the MLB as well in Rory Sasaki. First off, Blake Snell, a 0.90 BA against, 28 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 21 innings pitched. Blake Snell is on drugs. This man is insane. Shohei Ohtani, as well as that too, 0.128 batting average against, 19 strikeouts, 4 walks in 12 innings pitched. And then I could have went with Glasnow, but I went with Yamamoto. They have the same BA, 1.78 BA against, 18 strikeouts, 4 walks, 19.2 innings pitched. Their pitching rotation, you add Glasnow into that, is phenomenal. And it genuinely, when I was playing the Dodgers in my series with the Phillies, I was terrified of that pitching. All around. That pitching is terrifying. So anything to add there on the offense and the pitching with this team?
Well, I mean, when you look at their starters, I think their worst starter in the Brewers series went like 5 2/3 with one run, I think it was, for Glasnow. So that's just ridiculous. It's just like video game numbers. And then I think for the Blue Jays to really, they got to pounce on their starters. Like, just get pitch counts up. Like, you can scratch across a run here and there, but they got to get to that bullpen because there's a lot of question marks in that bullpen, and that's going to be the key.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Carter, anything to add on the Dodgers?
Yeah, which I think the Blue Jays can do. I mean, I think in a lot of the games against the oh my gosh, I can't even think of the team name. The Mariners. Sorry. They got the pitch counts up pretty good. Like, and not like slow or anything. Like, they got them up pretty quickly in certain games where, you know, they were able to get pitch counts up very high, and they were able to get to the bullpen, which was not really a question mark, but it was a little shaky for the Mariners, I kind of thought.
Definitely.
So, I mean, it was a heck of a job there. Like, they got Kirby up to 65 pitches in 4 innings. They got Wu up to 38 in 2.1 innings. Like, that's exactly what you need to do in order to get these guys tired. Like, if you can get 15 plus pitch innings consistently, I think that they could definitely have a good chance at the Dodgers, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that that's a question. Like, we've seen juggernaut teams lose before. Like, it happens all the time in sports, and all it takes is just whittling teams down. And I mean, the Dodgers are going to come in on a lot of rest, but I mean, could be a bad thing too.
Rest could absolutely be a bad thing. And what
especially with pitchers.
The Blue Jays are so good at working counts and fouling pitches. They're almost like the Brewers of the AL. That's what I've been thinking of them as right now. I mean, not a team. Well, they're a team that doesn't strike out a lot, is what I should say. And I mean, they work counts. They take their walks, and it's just a recipe for success to really work the starters.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vladdy, the best player in these playoffs, has like 3 strikeouts. Like, he has 6 homers and 3 strikeouts. It's phenomenal. Yeah. Like, the Blue Jays are known for that. It's awesome. So that being said, then the season series between these two teams is actually 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. We don't know the exact pitching schedule just yet. We can obviously predict it. Like Carter said earlier, it's probably going to be a Savage starting off, but we do know LA's. It's going to be Snell and Yamamoto starting off. Then I would assume probably either Ohtani, Glasnow, or either swap the other way.
I think it's Ohtani third from what I've seen in the predictions. I think it's Ohtani third because I think they want to try and get him in for Game 7 if it comes down to it.
Yeah, probably Ohtani third, and then I would imagine it'd be a Savage, Bieber, and then what's the other guy's name? Not Varland, the other one.
Gausman.
I think it would probably be him.
My guess is it'll be Gausman starting, and then you Savage.
Are they going 3-man rotation?
I don't know, man. I think they got to throw Mad Max in there, dude. He looked good.
Right. Yeah. We didn't name him.
Scherzer will have to go, I think. With how he looked in Game 4, I think you kind of got to get him to go, because I think he was ready to go in Game 7 if they needed him, because he was in the bullpen the whole time. He was there, so yeah. I mean, we'll have to see, but I think Scherzer will probably go Game 4.
Well, that being said, then let's give our World Series predictions. So we'll go down the list here. We'll start off with Carter. We'll go to Jack, and then we'll go to me. What is your prediction for the World Series and why? Carter, you're first.
I have Blue Jays in 7. You can call it a little bit of a homer pick, as you can obviously tell, but I think that the Blue Jays have kind of been an underdog story throughout this whole time. You look at them coming into this season after a rough season previously. Not even myself was thinking that the Blue Jays were going to be anything special. They go on this crazy, 20-plus game win streak? What was it, like 20?
Nobody thought they would be anything in the regular season either. Like, people predicted.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, coming into this year, who would have expected that the Toronto Blue Jays would have been second in the AL?
Let alone win let alone win
anything, right?
Let alone go to the World Series, like.
And then you think about it, right? And the first series that we have is the New York Yankees. Yeah, they're known for not being very good in October, but they've been to the postseason so many times. And they have one of the best. They have one of the best postseason hitters who finally had a good postseason in Aaron Judge. Like, he was red hot coming in. That Schlittler dude, he was nuts. Like, he was nuts coming into that series, and everyone kind of wrote the Blue Jays off and be like, like this will probably be a close one, and I think that the Yankees will probably get it just based off experience, and they dealt with them in 4, right? Which was, one, shocking to me, obviously, but, I mean, impressive. And I think going into against the Mariners, it's like, man, they got the best hitter in Cal Raleigh. Their offense is flashy and fast. The Mariners have good defense, and I don't know, the Blue Jays pitching could be an issue. Like, if they got to do another bullpen game, like, I don't know what that's going to do against the Mariners here. And I mean, then they ended up going down 2-0. And that's when the questions start coming, and it's like, well, this series is over. It's back in Seattle for 3 games. Like, there's no way that the Mariners don't break this off. And then the Jays steal 2 right away. And then the confidence starts coming back. So I think just based off the underdog story alone, and like, they've been up in series, they've been down in series, that they've been in both situations right now, and no matter what, if they go down big in a game, they know they can come back. If they go up big in a game, they know exactly what to do to keep them at that point. They go down in the series, they know what to do. They go up in the series, they know what to do, right? So I think underdog story alone, and just how they've kind of handled this entire postseason, I kind of like the Blue Jays here, because I don't think that the Dodgers have dealt with much adversity when it comes to the postseason, because they've just been so dominant, to where I think if the Blue Jays can get a little creak into that dominance and start adding a little bit of doubt, I think it'll spread some like wildfire.
Jack?
Yeah, well, Carter says Blue Jays in 7. I'm going Blue Jays in 6.
Ooh, you're more confident than him. Okay.
I am. I'm more confident than the Blue Jays fan. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, here's a stat. So the Dodgers scored 15 runs in the series against the Brewers. The Cubs scored. I don't mean to bring the Cubs into this, but the Cubs scored 16 runs.
Always got to bring the Cubs into this.
The Cubs scored 16 runs against the Brewers. They scored one more run than the Dodgers did. And when you look at it, that's just
one more game.
That's true. One more game. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but that's
you
all right.
got excited.
Yeah, I did get a little excited there.
One run in that game too.
What?
Score 1 run in that 5th game too.
And Game 5, yeah, it's just the one.
So they literally tied in a 4-game stretch, Jack. What do you mean? There's no way you just snuck.
It's okay, Jack.
This is the Cubs stat you sneak in?
Yes, that's the Cubs stat I snuck in. But yeah, anyways, when you look at that, that's just not going to cut it against the Blue Jays offense. I mean, always base runners on for them, and they're a clutch team. When you look at runners in scoring position, I think they're way up there in the regular season. I want to say a top 5 team with runners in scoring position this year. And same in the playoffs. I mean, just guys coming through left and right. And the contact thing that we mentioned, I do think they're going to get to these Dodgers starters. And when you can do that, like we said, so many question marks in the Dodgers bullpen. And I really think that's going to be the key to the series. And I do think that the Blue Jays are going to get to them. So I'm going to go Blue Jays in 6. Home field advantage, too. That plays a factor.
I'm hoping the NordCast jinx will help me out here. The Nordic jinx will help me out with this. Because my heart wants the Blue Jays. But I fear, watching this team beat my team, I fear it will be the Dodgers. This is a powerhouse roster. Again, I am confident that the Blue Jays will make it close. I got Dodgers in 7. It's so difficult for me. The biggest thing that really scares me with LA, and I said it earlier, is the pitching. Like, the pitching is what really just sets it aside for me. And having a 4-man rotation of Snell, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and then not even that, like, you have Sasaki as your closer. And Sasaki can play more than 1 inning as well. It scares me. And I want to pick Blue Jays so bad. Believe me, I would love to go Blue Jays, but I look at that Dodgers bullpen and I'm like, man, that is phenomenal right there. What they have, Ohtani is the best in the entire sport. I hate saying that so much. My heart wants to come out of my body right now and just kill me. But Ohtani is the best player in this sport. And I like that they have great offensive power too. And Ohtani, again, Betts, Freeman, Hernandez, the list goes on and on. But Bo Bichette coming back could be the X factor. So again, I say Dodgers in 7, but that's not really what I want. If we're going off of what the heart wants, it's Blue Jays. But the pitching is the biggest factor for me. But if Toronto can find a way to beat Snell and Ohtani and these guys, they got this in the bag.
Yeah, I think that could be a thing. Jack, you missed the entire Blue Jays segment, but you being the baseball guy, with Bo Bichette coming back, what would you do if you?
We didn't even mention. Well, you guys probably mentioned it, but
we did mention Bo. Yeah. But from your perspective, what would you do?
Like, where would I put him?
Yeah, because
you got to put him in some. Like, you got to find a way to put him at short.
You think so?
I think so. Who's playing there right now? Is it Gimenez?
I think it's IKF.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could DH Bichette. I mean, Vladdy's playing first, so who's DHing right now?
Springer.
Okay. Well,
so that's what's so hard. Is like, yeah, like you're gonna find a way no matter what.
IKF's been good too.
I know IKF has been good.
I mean, you got like Bichette in over him though.
Yeah,
maybe you can move IKF to second and then Gimenez just out until you find like a spot for him to bunt, maybe pinch hit.
Yeah, and like swap him and IKF around. But even then, IKF has been good on the bunts too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a tough decision, and those are the things you have to make. Again, we saw it in Game 5 where Schneider made a poor decision with the pitching in Game 5, and that's why was it Little that got lit up? I forget who that got lit up in Game 5. Again, these decisions, like especially in like the MLB, like we're hockey podcasters and decisions matter, but in the MLB, I feel like decisions like that are just so much more important and so have so much more like tension with them and so much more like decisions behind it, especially with pitching too. So I hope that Schneider's the one that makes the right decisions and he makes the right ones, and we'll see what happens. But I know we can all agree that comparatively speaking to prior World Series, this one is shaping up to be a really good one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Last year was the Yankees and Dodgers, but I don't know. It wasn't too entertaining.
It was all right, but like the Dodgers, like they were like
it's because no one wanted either of those teams to win.
Yeah, that was
Dodgers and Yankees fans.
It was the worst possible outcome. It was the worst possible outcome. And then the year before that was like what, D-backs and Rangers. That was like one of the least watched ones.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the low market teams getting in there. Yeah, the low market teams is good, but the viewership was bad. I did see something today that the viewership is up in the U.S. and Canada and Japan, which I'm like, of course it is, because the team in Canada is moving anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless, that is our World Series preview. Thank you all for watching. We spent 35 minutes talking about baseball. 3 years ago, we would not have done that. Just saying. Thank you all for watching. Let us know your predictions in the comment section down below. We'll do more of these videos more often. Maybe we'll do like World Series reviews or whatever. We'll do game reviews if these guys are available, but whatever. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next video.